Your weakness is not in your body, it is in your mind. And until you destroy it, you will remain a servant, not a ruler. Most people live like slaves. Not slaves in chains, but slaves to fear, to comfort, to excuses. They wake up every day and obey the voice of weakness inside their head. They obey the craving for comfort instead of the demand for growth. They obey the fear of judgment instead of the pursuit of dominance. They obey excuses instead of execution. And because of this, they remain powerless, trapped in mediocrity, invisible to the world, forgotten by history. But here is the truth. This video is not about motivation. Motivation is a spark that dies the moment life gets hard. This is about transformation. This is about reprogramming your mind into a weapon of dominance. A mind that does not beg for comfort, but thrives in discomfort. A mind that does not fear struggle, but uses it as fuel. A mind that does not wait for opportunity, but seizes it with ruthless precision. Every day you delay, someone else is taking the throne that could have been yours. While you hesitate, they act. While you scroll, they build. While you make excuses, they sharpen their discipline. And when the moment comes, they will rise and you will be left behind, watching from the shadows, regretting the empire you could have built. That is why you must begin now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because power does not wait. The world does not pause for your hesitation. The throne is there for the taking, but only for those who are willing to destroy weakness and rebuild themselves into something unbreakable. This is where Machiavelli's rebirth strategy begins. A ruthless but practical system of 12 laws designed to kill weakness and rebuild power. These laws are not theories. They are not motivational slogans. They are weapons. Each one is a strike against mediocrity, a step toward dominance, a command to reshape your life into something formidable. If you follow them, you will not just survive, you will rule. But let me be clear, this is not for everyone. If you want comfort, leave now. If you want to stay safe, if you want to remain average, if you want to keep living as a servant to fear and excuses, then this is not for you. But if you want power, real power, the kind that commands respect, bends circumstances and builds empires, then stay. Because what you are about to learn will not just change how you think. It will change who you are. The rebirth begins now. The greatest enemy you face is not outside of you. It is within. It is the weak mindset that whispers excuses, that convinces you to wait until tomorrow, that paralyzes you with fear of judgment. It is procrastination disguised as comfort. It is the lack of discipline that keeps you scrolling instead of building, reacting instead of leading. It is the emotional impulse that makes you predictable, fragile, and easy to control. This enemy has lived inside you for years, and unless you destroy it, it will rule you forever. And what is the cost of this weakness? It makes you invisible. In your career, it keeps you replaceable, another cog in the machine, easily discarded. In relationships, it makes you powerless, always chasing, never commanding respect. In life, it leaves you frustrated, watching others rise while you remain stuck in the shadows. Weakness robs you of opportunities, of recognition, of the empire you could have built. You felt it, the frustration of knowing you could be more, but watching yourself waste time. You felt the sting of seeing someone with less talent, less intelligence, less discipline surpass you simply because they acted while you hesitated. You felt the weight of regret, the quiet voice that says, "I should be further by now." That is the pain of weakness. It is not just failure, it is self-betrayal. And here is the trap. Society rewards mediocrity, but punishes ambition. If you stay average, if you obey the system, you will be tolerated. You will be given just enough to survive, but never enough to rise. But the moment you demand more, the moment you show ambition, the world will resist you. People will mock you, doubt you, and try to pull you back down. This is why most people never escape. They choose the comfort of mediocrity over the struggle of power. But you are not here for comfort. You are here because you know mediocrity is death. You are here because you refuse to remain invisible. replaceable, and powerless. You are here because you are ready to destroy the weak version of yourself. The only way out is destruction. You must burn the old self, the procrastinator, the coward, the undisciplined servant, and rebuild as a ruler. This is the path of transformation. This is the beginning of your rebirth. Law 1. Destroy comfort before it destroys you. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It whispers to you that you've done enough, that you deserve to rest, that tomorrow is a better day to start. But comfort is not your ally, it is your executioner. Every empire that collapsed, every leader who fell, every warrior who lost his edge did so because he surrendered to comfort. The Machiavellian strategist knows this truth. Comfort is the enemy, and if you do not destroy it, it will destroy you. History proves it. Roman generals who once conquered nations became soft when they drowned in luxury. Surrounded by feasts, servants, and indulgence, they lost the discipline that made them great. Their soldiers grew weak, their strategies dulled, and their enemies, still hungry, still ruthless, overthrew them. Comfort stripped them of their edge, and once the edge is gone, power follows. Now look at your own life. Where has comfort made you weak? Is it the junk food that slows your body? The endless scrolling that rots your focus? The late nights that steal your mornings? These comforts feel harmless, but they are chains. They keep you docile, distracted, and powerless. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you surrender a piece of your future. The solution is destruction. You must cut one comfort daily and replace it with a discipline ritual. If you cut junk food, replace it with clean fuel that sharpens your body. If you cut endless scrolling, replace it with reading or skill building that sharpens your mind. If you cut sleeping late, replace it with rising early and training before the world wakes. Each act of destruction is an act of rebirth. Each sacrifice of comfort is an investment in power. This is not about punishing yourself, it is about forging yourself. The weak cling to comfort and die forgotten. The powerful destroy comfort and rise remembered. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you sharpen your edge. Every time you reject comfort, you step closer to dominance. Today, destroy one comfort. Burn it. Replace it with a ritual that builds strength. Do this daily, and soon you will no longer crave comfort. You will crave power. And when that transformation happens, nothing will stop you. Law 2. Control perception. Control power. People don't see reality. They see what you project. The world does not reward truth. It rewards perception. You may be skilled, intelligent, and capable, but if your image does not communicate power, you will be ignored. The Machiavellian strategist understands this. Perception is reality. Control perception, and you control power. Machiavelli himself advised rulers to appear merciful, faithful, and humane, but to act with calculation behind the mask. Why? Because people judge by appearances, not by hidden truths. A ruler who looked weak, even if strong in reality, would be overthrown. But a ruler who projected strength, even if ruthless behind the scenes, would command loyalty and fear. This principle has not changed. In business, politics, and life, people respond to what they see, not what is. Look at leaders and CEOs today. Before they speak, their presence already communicates authority. Their clothing is sharp, their posture unshakable, their movements deliberate. They do not chatter endlessly. They speak less, but when they do, every word carries weight. Their body language projects confidence, control, and dominance. This is not accidental, it is engineered. They understand that image is the first battlefield of power. Now apply this to your own life. Begin by crafting your image with intention. Audit your style. Dress sharp, clean, and deliberate. You don't need luxury brands, but you do need precision. Every detail should reinforce authority. Next, control your body language. Stand tall, shoulders back, movement steady. Maintain eye contact without flinching. Eliminate nervous habits that signal weakness. Finally, speak less. The more you talk, the more you reveal. The less you talk, the more others lean in to listen. Silence creates gravity. Words, when rare, carry power. This is not vanity, it is strategy. People will always judge you before they know you. If you fail to control perception, you hand over power to others. But if you master it, you dictate how the world sees you. And once the world sees you as powerful, opportunities, respect, and influence follow naturally. Today, take control of your image. Speak less. Dress sharp. Command with body language. Project the version of yourself that demands respect. Because in the game of power, reality is irrelevant. Perception is everything. Law 3. Turn pain into fuel. Weak minds run from pain. Strong minds use it. Pain is not the enemy, it is the forge. It is the fire that burns away weakness and shapes resilience. The masses spend their lives avoiding discomfort, hiding from struggle and numbing themselves with distractions. But the strategist knows that pain is the ultimate teacher. If you can endure it, if you can reframe it, if you can weaponize it, then pain becomes your greatest source of strength. Look at athletes who train through injury. While others quit, they adapt. They push through the discomfort, building legendary resilience that separates them from the average. Their bodies may ache, but their minds grow unbreakable. The pain that would destroy a weak competitor becomes the very fuel that makes them unstoppable. History remembers the resilient, not the comfortable. Now apply this to your own life. Every setback, every rejection, every failure is training. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what is this pain teaching me? When you are betrayed, learn loyalty's value. When you fail, learn strategy. When you suffer, learn endurance. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the universe sharpening you for greater battles ahead. The weak see pain as a signal to stop. The powerful see pain as a signal to grow. When you feel discomfort, lean into it. When life tests you, embrace it. Every moment of pain is an opportunity to build resilience, to harden your mind, to sharpen your edge. The strategist does not run from pain, he bends it to his will. Here is your application. Start journaling your pain. Each time you face struggle, write down the question, what is this pain teaching me? This simple act reframes suffering into strategy. It transforms setbacks into lessons, wounds into wisdom, and scars into symbols of strength. Over time, you will stop fearing pain and start craving it, because you will know that every ounce of it is fuel for your rise. Remember this, comfort weakens, but pain strengthens. The weak hide from it and remain fragile. The powerful embrace it and become unbreakable. Turn pain into fuel, and nothing in this world will be able to stop you. Law 4. Master emotional detachment. Emotions cloud judgment. Detachment gives clarity. The weak are ruled by their feelings, anger, fear, jealousy, pride. They react impulsively, exposing their vulnerabilities and making decisions that sabotage their own power. The strategist, however, understands that emotions are weapons when controlled, but chains when indulged. To master power, you must master yourself, and that begins with emotional detachment. Look at the most effective leaders and CEOs. When crisis strikes, they do not panic. They do not lash out. They do not let fear dictate their choices. Instead, they remain calm, deliberate, and composed. Their steadiness inspires loyalty and respect. People trust them because they project control, even when chaos surrounds them. This is the essence of emotional detachment. The ability to remain neutral while others lose themselves. Now apply this to your own life. Every day, you face situations that test your emotions. An insult, a setback, a betrayal, a failure. The weak react instantly, giving away their power. But you must train yourself to pause. When provoked, do not respond immediately. Count 10 seconds, breathe. In that pause, you reclaim control. You shift from reaction to strategy. You choose clarity over chaos. Detachment does not mean apathy. It does not mean you feel nothing. It means you control what you show and you decide how to act. Anger can be useful if channeled into discipline. Fear can be useful if it sharpens awareness. But when emotions control you, they expose you. When you control them, they become tools. This is your daily practice. Pause before reacting. Train neutrality. When someone insults you, remain calm. When life tests you, remain steady. When others lose control, you stay composed. Over time, this discipline will harden your mind into steel. People will see you as unshakable, untouchable, and powerful. Remember this. The world belongs to those who can think clearly while others drown in emotion. Master emotional detachment, and you will always see the battlefield for what it truly is. Law 5. Build ruthless discipline. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It rises when conditions are easy and vanishes when struggle appears. Discipline, however, is unbreakable. It is the steel framework that holds your life together when everything else collapses. The weak wait for motivation to act. The powerful act regardless of how they feel. The strategist knows this truth. Discipline is the ultimate weapon, and without it, all ambition dies. History proves it. Napoleon's soldiers marched through snow, hunger, and exhaustion, not because they were motivated, but because they were drilled in discipline. Their bodies obeyed, even when their minds screamed to stop. That discipline allowed them to conquer nations and strike fear into enemies who were softer, weaker, and less prepared. Talent may win battles, but discipline wins wars. Now apply this to your own life. You must create non-negotiable daily rules, rituals that are followed without question, without excuse, without delay. These rules are not optional. They are the laws of your personal empire. For example, wake time. Set a fixed hour to rise no matter how you feel. The day begins on your command, not on weakness. Work blocks. Dedicate focused hours to execution. No distractions, no excuses. Protect these blocks as sacred. Training. Move your body daily. Strength in the body creates strength in the mind. Weakness in the body infects the spirit. These rules must be enforced ruthlessly. If you break them, you weaken your foundation. If you honor them, you sharpen your edge. Over time, discipline compounds. What begins as small daily rules becomes unstoppable momentum. You will no longer need to think about action. You will simply act. Discipline is not glamorous. It is repetition, sacrifice, and consistency. But it is also freedom. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from hesitation. Freedom from mediocrity. The disciplined man does not wait for the perfect moment. He creates it. He does not hope for success. He builds it. Today, write down your non-negotiable rules. Enforce them without compromise. Build ruthless discipline, and you will become unstoppable. Because in the end, motivation fades, but discipline endures, and the one who endures is the one who dominates. Law 6. Use silence as a weapon. Silence creates mystery and power. The weak rush to fill every gap with words, exposing their thoughts, their fears, and their insecurities. The powerful understand that silence is not emptiness, it is pressure. It unsettles, it forces others to reveal themselves, and it makes your presence heavier than any speech could. The strategist knows. Silence is a weapon, and when wielded correctly, it commands respect. History and leadership prove this truth. Leaders who speak less are perceived as wiser. Their restraint makes every word they do speak carry more weight. Think of the general who listens to his advisors argue, then speaks last. His decision feels final, unquestionable. Think of the CEO who doesn't flood meetings with chatter, but instead delivers a few precise sentences that shift the entire room. Their silence creates anticipation, and anticipation creates authority. Now apply this to your own life. In meetings, discipline yourself to speak last. Let others reveal their positions, their weaknesses, their insecurities. By the time you speak, you will have the advantage of knowledge, and your words will land with greater impact. Online, resist the urge to post constantly. Instead, post less but with precision. Each message should strike with clarity and purpose, leaving an impression that lingers. Silence also strengthens your personal presence. In conversation, pause before responding. Let your words breathe. Do not rush to explain or justify yourself. The pause creates tension, and tension creates power. People will lean in, waiting for your response, giving you control of the interaction. Remember, words reveal, silence conceals. The more you speak, the more you give away. The less you speak, the more others project onto you. Mystery is power, and silence is the foundation of mystery. Today, practice silence as a weapon. In your next meeting, hold back until the end. In your next conversation, pause before you answer. Online, reduce noise and increase impact. Over time, you will notice the shift. People will listen more closely, respect your presence, and treat your words as commands rather than opinions. Law 7. Dominate your environment. Weak people adapt to their environment. Strong people shape it. Your surroundings are not neutral. They either sharpen you or weaken you. The strategist understands that environment is not something to accept passively, but something to command. If you do not control your environment, it will control you. History proves this truth. Steve Jobs, obsessed with innovation, redesigned Apple's offices to force collaboration. He understood that environment dictates behavior. By shaping the physical space, he shaped the culture, the creativity, and ultimately the empire. Leaders throughout history have done the same, building war rooms, palaces, and headquarters that reinforced their vision and projected their power. Now apply this principle to your own life. Look first at your immediate surroundings, your room, your desk, your workspace. Are they cluttered, chaotic, filled with distractions? If so, they are silently draining your focus and discipline. Dominate them. Strip away what is unnecessary. Keep only what serves your mission. A clean, controlled environment creates a sharp, controlled mind. Next, look at your digital space. Your phone, your laptop, your feeds, are they tools of power or traps of distraction? Every notification, every endless scroll, every meaningless app is a thief of your energy. Remove them. Curate your digital environment so that every click, every screen, every platform serves your growth. Replace distraction with discipline. Finally, expand your control outward. Shape the environments you enter, meetings, conversations, social circles. Position yourself strategically. Choose where you sit, how you present, and what energy you bring. Do not adapt to the room. Make the room adapt to you. Presence is power, and environment magnifies presence. This is not about perfection. It is about control. The weak let their environment dictate their habits, moods, and outcomes. The powerful design their environment to reinforce their vision. Every object, every space, every detail becomes a weapon in their arsenal. Today, take command. Clean your desk. Organize your room. Audit your digital space. Remove distractions and replace them with tools that sharpen you. Step into every environment with the mindset of a ruler, not a servant. Remember this, the environment you dominate will elevate you. The environment you neglect will destroy you. Law 8. Turn knowledge into leverage. Knowledge is useless without strategy. The weak collect information but never act on it. They read, they listen, they consume. But they remain stagnant because they lack the ability to transform knowledge into power. The strategist knows that knowledge is not meant to sit idle. It is meant to be weaponized. Knowledge without application is trivia. Knowledge applied with precision is leverage. Machiavelli understood this truth. He did not study history for entertainment. He studied it to predict political moves, to understand patterns of power, and to guide rulers in their pursuit of dominance. He turned knowledge into foresight, and foresight into influence. This is the difference between the scholar who knows and the strategist who wins. Look at the modern world. Information is everywhere, yet most people are powerless. Why? Because they drown in knowledge but never apply it. They read books, watch videos, attend seminars, but their lives remain unchanged. The powerful, however, extract one insight and immediately put it into action. They test it, refine it, and use it to gain an edge. Over time, these small applications compound into massive leverage. Now apply this to your own life. Begin with a simple rule. Read 30 minutes daily. Not aimlessly, but with intent. Choose material that sharpens your mind. History, strategy, psychology, biographies of leaders. As you read, do not just absorb. Extract. Find one insight, one principle, one tactic, then apply it immediately. If you read about discipline, enforce a new daily rule. If you read about negotiation, test it in your next conversation. If you read about leadership, practice it with your team. Knowledge becomes leverage only when it is lived. This practice transforms you into a strategist. While others collect information like hoarders, you will be building a library of applied wisdom. Each day you will grow sharper, more dangerous, more effective. People will wonder how you always seem prepared, how you always know what to do. The truth is simple. You turned knowledge into leverage while they wasted it. Remember this. Knowledge is potential power, but only strategy makes it real. Read daily. Extract insights. Apply immediately. Over time, you will not just know more. You will dominate more. Law 9. Build alliances, not friendships. Power is built on alliances, not emotions. The weak chase friendships, seeking comfort, validation, and approval. But friendships are fragile. They rise and fall with feelings. Alliances, however, are forged on mutual benefit, shared goals, and strategic value. The strategist understands this. Emotions fade, but interests endure. If you want to rise, you must stop seeking friends and start building alliances. History makes this clear. Kings did not marry for love, they married for alliances. A single union could unite kingdoms, secure armies, and expand empires. These marriages were not about affection, they were about power. The same principle applies today. Corporations merge not because they like each other, but because together they gain leverage, resources, and dominance. Power is never built on sentiment, it is built on strategy. Now apply this to your own life. When you meet someone, do not ask, "Do I like this person?" Instead ask, "How can this person and I create value together?" This shift changes everything. You stop wasting time on relationships that drain you, and you start investing in connections that elevate you. In business, network with purpose. Seek people whose skills, resources, or influence complement yours. Build partnerships that multiply your reach. In career, align with mentors, leaders, and peers who can open doors. Offer value in return so the alliance is balanced and lasting. In life, surround yourself with people who sharpen you, challenge you, and push you forward, not those who hold you back. This does not mean you must be cold or manipulative. It means you must be strategic. Friendships based on emotion can collapse under pressure. Alliances built on value endure because both sides benefit. When you think like a ruler, you stop asking, "Who do I like?" and start asking, "Who can I build with?" Today, audit your relationships. Which ones are draining you with no return? Which ones are built on shared ambition and mutual growth? Cut the first, strengthen the second. Build alliances, not friendships, and you will create a network of power that no one can ignore. Law 10. Train ruthless focus. Distraction is the new slavery. The weak are chained not by iron, but by endless notifications, shallow entertainment, and scattered attention. They mistake busyness for progress, scattering their energy across dozens of meaningless tasks. The strategist knows better. Focus is the rarest and most powerful resource in the modern world. To dominate, you must train ruthless focus. Warren Buffett once explained his 20-slot rule. Imagine you only had 20 investments you could make in your entire life. Suddenly, you would choose carefully, focus deeply, and ignore distractions. That principle applies to everything. The powerful do not chase every opportunity. They select a few priorities and pour all their energy into them. This is why they rise while others drown in noise. Now, apply this to your own life. Begin with clarity. Each morning, write down your top 3 goals for the day. Not 10, not 20, just 3. These are your non-negotiables, the tasks that move you closer to your vision. Everything else is secondary. If it does not serve those goals, eliminate it. If it distracts you, cut it. If it tempts you, ignore it. Ruthless focus means saying no 100 times so you can say yes to what truly matters. This practice will feel uncomfortable at first. Your mind, addicted to distraction, will crave the dopamine of multitasking, but discipline will rewire you. Over time, you will notice your productivity multiplying, your clarity sharpening, and your results compounding. While others scatter their energy across trivial pursuits, you will be building momentum in the few areas that matter most. Focus is not just about efficiency, it is about power. A scattered mind cannot command respect. A focused mind bends reality. When you walk into a room with clarity of purpose, people feel it. When you execute with precision, opportunities align. When you eliminate distractions, you create space for domination. Today, train ruthless focus. Write your top 3 goals. Eliminate everything else. Protect your attention as if it were gold, because it is. Remember this. Distraction is slavery, but focus is freedom. The one who controls his focus controls his destiny. Law 11. Control time. Control destiny. Time is the ultimate currency of rulers. Money can be lost and regained. Power can be taken and rebuilt. But time, once spent, is gone forever. The weak treat time as if it were infinite, wasting hours on distractions, gossip, and meaningless indulgence. The powerful know that time is life itself. To control your time is to control your destiny. History proves this truth. Benjamin Franklin, one of the sharpest minds of his era, scheduled every hour of his day. He understood that greatness is not built in bursts of inspiration, but in the disciplined use of time. By controlling his hours, he controlled his output. By controlling his output, he shaped his destiny. Every empire, every dynasty, every legacy was built not by chance, but by the ruthless mastery of time. Now apply this to your own life. Begin with an audit. Track your day with brutal honesty. How many hours do you waste scrolling, watching, or procrastinating? How many hours are stolen by people who add no value to your mission? These are not harmless moments, they are assassins of your future. Once you see where your time is bleeding away, you can begin to reclaim it. Next, cut wasted hours without mercy. If it does not serve your vision, eliminate it. If it does not move you closer to power, it is a distraction. Replace wasted time with power hours. Blocks of focused, undisturbed work dedicated to your highest priorities. During these hours, no distractions are allowed. No phone, no noise, no interruptions. Just pure execution. This practice will transform you. While others drift aimlessly through their days, you will be building momentum hour by hour. While they waste time, you will be compounding progress. Over weeks, months, and years, this discipline will separate you from the masses. They will wonder how you achieved so much with the same 24 hours they had. The answer will be simple. You controlled time, and by controlling time, you controlled destiny. Remember this. The weak are slaves to the clock. The powerful bend the clock to their will. Audit your day. Cut wasted hours. Build power hours. Guard your time as if it were your throne, because it is. Control time, and you will control everything. Law 12. Rebirth. Through ritual, transformation is not complete without a symbolic rebirth. You cannot simply decide to change and expect the old self to vanish. The weak cling to their past identities, dragging their failures and excuses into the future. The powerful, however, understand that true transformation requires a ritual, a moment of death and rebirth where the old self is destroyed and the new self is declared. History is filled with this truth. Ancient warriors did not step into battle as ordinary men. They underwent initiation rituals, tests of pain, fire, or endurance that stripped away weakness and fear. These rituals were not just symbolic. They were psychological weapons. They burned the bridge to the past, forcing the warrior to step fully into his new identity. Once the ritual was complete, there was no going back. You must create your own ritual of rebirth. This is not about superstition, it is about psychology. Your mind needs a clear signal that the old version of you is gone forever. Without it, you will always be tempted to return to weakness. Here is how you apply it. Burn the old goals. Write down every weak, half-hearted goal you once had, the ones tied to comfort, fear, or mediocrity. Then destroy them. Burn them, shred them, erase them. This act is your declaration that the old self is dead. Write a new code of conduct. Create laws for yourself, non-negotiable rules that define how you will live, act, and think. These are not wishes. They are commands. They are the foundation of your new identity. Declare your new identity. Speak it, write it, live it. From this moment forward, you are no longer the servant of weakness. You are a ruler in training. Every action you take must align with this identity. This ritual is your rebirth. It is the moment you stop being who you were and begin becoming who you must be. Without it, transformation is incomplete. With it, you step into power with clarity, conviction, and purpose. Remember, the old you must die for the new you to rise. Burn the past. Write your laws. Declare your identity. Rebirth is not optional. It is the final law of power. You have now walked through the 12 laws of transformation, each one a weapon forged to destroy weakness and rebuild power. From the very first law, where you learned to destroy comfort before it destroyed you, to the final law of rebirth through ritual, you have been given a complete system. Weakness has been shattered, discipline has been built, strategy has been sharpened, and from these laws, a new identity has been born, the mindset of a ruler. Think about what this means. You are no longer a victim of weakness. You are no longer chained by procrastination, fear, or distraction. You are no longer a servant to comfort or emotion. You are a ruler in training. Every law you apply is a step away from mediocrity and a step toward dominance. Every action you take under these laws is a declaration that you refuse to live powerless. But remember this, knowledge without action is nothing. The masses will hear these laws and do nothing. They will nod, they will agree, and then they will return to their weakness. They will remain invisible, replaceable, and powerless. Do not be like them. The difference between the forgotten and the remembered is not what they know. It is what they do. So here is your challenge. Which law will you apply first? Will you destroy comfort? Will you master emotional detachment? Will you seize control of time? Write it below. Declare it. Because once you declare it, you begin to live it. And if you want more strategies of power, subscribe now. This is not entertainment, it is training. Every lesson is designed to sharpen you, to harden you, to prepare you for the battles ahead. Subscribe if you refuse to remain average. Subscribe if you are ready to rise above the weak. Subscribe if you are ready to claim your throne. Do not keep this transformation to yourself. Share this with someone who needs to kill their weakness. Share it with someone who is still trapped in comfort, fear, or distraction. Be the spark that ignites their rebirth. Because power is not just about rising alone, it is about building an empire of the strong. And now, the final truth. The world does not wait for the weak. It crowns the strong. It crowns the disciplined, the strategic, the relentless. The throne is not given, it is taken. Decide today which one you will be. Will you remain forgotten or will you rise as a ruler? The choice is yours. The laws are in your hands. The time is now.